Yep, it's time. You know, I got my best wrinkled ass white plain t shirt on. I got no tripod. I'm using a biscotti container and a glass of water to prop up my camera. And it's just time to start the first podcast episode. I don't know. So let's see, what are we going to talk about today? Well, I ate some cereal this morning for breakfast. And let me say, I've been on this thing where, listen, people love frosted flakes. They're delicious. I like frosted flakes, but they're very sweet. So what I do is I'll take half regular cornflakes, unsweetened. I'm talking cornflake. Then I take half frosted flakes. I mix it together in the bowl with my hands. And then I'm adding the milk. I'm eating that. It's a perfect amount of sweetness. And the fun part is that when I'm mixing, inevitably some of the chips, the cornflakes fall onto the counter, and then I gotta eat the cornflakes off the counter like a little chicken, picking it up. And I think that's just an interesting and fun experience. And if you haven't tried it, then what are you doing? Do it now. Hmm. Chickens. I like chickens. They're very cute creatures. It is not the year of the chicken. 2026 is the year of the horse. But I like chickens though. You ever seen the Pokemon Torchic? Very cute. It's a little fire chicken. Adorable. Let me just say, Gen 3 Pokemon, that's Hoenn, they got the best starters. Mudkip, I'm talking little Mudkip, I'm talking Torchic, I'm talking Trico. All classics, all bangers, all very unique. If we talk Gen 1 Pokemon, bro, Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirtle, they all got the same face. They're all little lizards. Like, listen, they're cool, but like, come on, man. Hmm. Yeah, Pokemon Legends ZA came out. I haven't played it yet. It seems fun, but I have the issue where like I don't think you're gonna be able to go into any of the buildings, which makes me think of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, or you couldn't go in any of the buildings, and the whole thing felt like you're running around a dead diorama. It was miserable. I hated that game. That gotta be by far the worst Pokemon game. But if it's anything like Pokemon Legends Arceus, no, that's a game. That's gotta be in my top three games of all time, at least five. Because that's exactly what I always envisioned, what I always wanted in the Pokemon game as a child. You just run around, you throw the Pokeballs at the things. You don't even have to battle them to throw the Pokeball at the thing. And boom, 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 constant. It's also visually beautiful. Like, listen, Pokemon has never been graphics. Like, it's never been graphics, has never been their strong suit. But Arceus has like a nice, interesting um art style that's kind of like reminiscent of like Japanese watercolor or something. I don't know. I just like it. I mean, even if you look at the Pokemon design, if you're talking about like Hisuian Zoroark, which might be my favorite Pokemon of all time, it's got that watercolor, Japanese watercolor aesthetic. It's amazing, wonderful. Now, if we're talking about video games, let me talk also about Tears of the Kingdom. So, Breath of the Wild, Zelda, for those of you who don't know, in like probably 2017, I think Nintendo released the game Breath of the Wild, Zelda game. It is probably my favorite game of all time. It is so fun. It is like open world game, which kicked off a whole, trajectory of every single video game that comes out now is trying to be open world. In fact, Legends Arceus that I was just talking about kind of did that, but they did it well. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet tried to do that. It was fucking garbage. So let me tell you, if you do an open world game right, it could be very fun. But also, not every game needs to be open world. But anyway, as I was saying, Breath of the Wild is a beautiful game. Like the whole thing is visually stunning. It's so fun. Like there's so much to do. There's so much packed into like it's a big map, but like it's compact. And then Tears of the Kingdom even builds upon that because it's the same map, but there's also stuff in the sky. There's stuff underground, which, by the way, I don't really care for the underground stuff. The caves are cool, but the depths, oh my god, that's a slog. In fact, that's the reason I couldn't get into that game for a while. I think I got the game probably about 2 years ago, and I'm just now playing it again. Well, like I got back into it because I left because I was just like, I already played this game. It's the same map, which I think like that's a big part of what made the game fun in the first place is being able to explore um, for the first time, like these villages and stuff is very cool. But I will say in Tears of the Kingdom, they built upon basically all of the villages, and there's like more to do. Just like more, it's more dense. Everything's more dense. Um, but it's fun, yeah. And I just was in Gerudo, which is my favorite part of the whole map. Let's go. The Gibdos, bro. Don't even get me started on the Gibdos. There's these little bony freaks, and you have to hit them with an elemental thing for them to fuck off, or else you basically your damage does nothing to them. So you shooting with the power of the help of a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful princess. Think definitely inspired by Cleopatra. But anyway, yeah, you're shooting these arrows, boom, and then she's imbues it with lightning power, bzz, and it kills the Gibdo, and then it makes it vulnerable to attack. You slice that motherfucker, slice it up. Now, all of a sudden, spoiler alert, a whole temple rises out of the middle of the desert. Okay, whoa, very cool. And a big moth Gibdo, big bony moth comes out. It's shrieking at you. And what do? You gotta shoot it with these little imbued with lightning arrows. And guess what? Guess what? I fucking eradicated those bitches. They come out of these mushroom like sand structures, and then when they're spitting out the Gibdos, when they're falling out of the top of the mushroom, you shoot them with a lightning. It makes the whole mushroom crumble. Okay? You don't follow this? Am I not being crystal clear? So, yeah, basically, it's very cool and it's wonderful. The whole map is beautiful. And I gotta say, the game, it's got me back into it. I took a little break, I had to take a little breather. But, well, you know what though? I also got into Breath of the Wild later than it came out, so maybe that's why I needed a little longer than everyone else to get back on board with Tears of the Kingdom. Because I think it came out, like I said, around like 2017. I played it around 2020. It was a COVID game for me. That was, I would, in the sadness of being stuck in my house and not able to see a single living soul, all I wanted to do was go to the beach. So I'd go to Laurelin Village in the video game. And it's a beautiful beach town. Think very much Hawaii, Polynesian, like think this. And I'm going there, the music's beautiful. And I'm just sitting there, I'm staring into the vast beauty of the shore. And I say, wow, life is so beautiful that I'm stuck in this fucking garbage place. I can't see nobody. So, that's that. But, we're talking about video games. Let me also talk about Overwatch. Okay, let me tell you something. Overwatch has had its claws in me since basically it came out. I think it came out 2016. I think I started playing maybe 2017, 2018. No, 2017, yeah. And let me tell you something. Ever since then, I have not stopped playing this fucking game. I will go if I have a 2 week break. That's honestly give me an award. It is my drug. I don't know why, and it's like winning is like good, but the losses are devastating. And you'd be like, why would you play it if you fucking are devastated? Well, it's just I don't know. There's something about it that keeps me coming back. It's a first person shooter. So you're shooting all these guys. There's objectives. You gotta like maybe push a little trolley thing, or you gotta like take a point. There's all these things, right? But there's a bunch of different characters, and they all play differently. So that's what's fun about it. And let me tell you, they just for the 10-year anniversary, and I think they got a little scared of Mabba Wobble as a competitor. They were like, you know what, we're dropping 5 heroes all at once. That's crazy. Usually there's three in a year, spread out through the year. There's five right now. They just came out yesterday. And then they're gonna release five more throughout the year. Crazy. But let me tell you, this has done wonders for the game because I got a lot of friends who used to play it. They don't play it no more. And then they saw this and they said, oh, maybe I gotta get back into it. Thank you. Thank you. I just realized this camera angle. I probably got some crazy double chin going on right now because it's not very optimal, but that's okay. It's sitting on a fucking box of biscotti. It is not very professional. I never claimed to be a professional. This is my first fucking episode, so bear with me. Oh, that was my hand fart. Promise. I promise. Last movie I farted. What else? The Super Bowl just happened. You know what that means. You know what that means. Everybody who's never listened to Bad Bunny once in their life, all of a sudden, well, about half of the people, they'll be like, you know, that Bad Bunny guy, he's pretty good. You know, I'm grooving to. Okay, and then there's the other half who are too. Oh, I can't listen. I can't listen to him. He's singing in Spanish. What is this? What is this language? I can't even fathom if it's not English, bro. Come on, bro. I mean, I'm not even gonna get into all that. But y'all are all so annoying. Oh my god. Let me tell you something. I've been listening to Bad Bunny for at least 10 years now. And yeah, basically, I'm like way ahead of the curve. No, but I've been listening to this guy for a long time. And I've always said to my friends, like, I have some friends who also listen to him. And we always joke, like, it's crazy that Bad Bunny has so many bangers when he's completely fucking tone deaf. Like, he's got so many bangers. Listen, I'm not slandering him. He was my number one artist on my Spotify this year. Um, he literally, he's tone deaf as fuck. But you know what? It was still fun. It was still a fun experience. Low key, Lady Gaga kind of mogged his ass. Okay, Lagadiga, y'all know Lagadiga. She kind of mogged his ass. And then Ricky Martin was there. That was very random. Um, you know, maybe not the best voice in the whole world, in my opinion. But yeah, he was very handsome, you know? Good for him. He's got to be like 40. I'm going to guess 43, you know? So it was a fun experience. Also, like the set was beautiful, like a lot of odes to, you know, Puerto Rico in general, the whole like cultivation of the land and everything, and the, you know, the power outages that it constantly face. You know, it was good. It was nice. It was good. Don't give a shit about football. I did say the Birds were gonna win though, because Birds always win. Go Birds, go Birds. Shout out. I'm not from Philly, but anyway. Speaking of Philly though, bro, the Philly mascot for their baseball team, I think they're just called the Phillies. He's like a little green, fuzzy, gross birdo esque creature with that big conical mouth. I love that freak. It's so weird. Like, I don't know what the fuck they were cooking up, but I love it. He's got them big, like kind of like, uh, what's his name? Purple Grimace Shake. He's got that Grimace pear body, you know, but fuzzy. Got the birdo mouth, and I think there's a girl version too. Oh, and they also have like this little inside the cone. There's like one of those party things that was, and it unravels like a tongue. It has that in his mouth. It's awesome, bro. Like I don't know. They really were working with something magical over there. And there's also this video of some girl, I think it was this past Halloween, there was some girl just going around Philly dressed completely like that, but with like long lashes. And let me say, she was doing wonders throughout the streets of Philadelphia, which by the way is an underrated city. People always shit on Philly, but I visited it a few times, so I'm basically an expert. And I would say that Philly is pretty cool. It's not too much going on. It's like a nice manageable amount. It's pretty fun to go out there. And you can actually find parking there. Fucking I could never fathom that. A city where you could find parking and like not even have to pay for it. That's crazy. That's absolutely insane. Like I'll never find that in Edinburgh. Oh, what's another place in Scotland? Glasgow. Yeah. Loch Lochy. Y'all ever heard of Loch Lochy? It's a lake called Lake, but it's fun and cute and cool like that. So think about that. Think about that. Yeah. So, I mean, what else is there to talk about, really? I've basically covered every single topic in the whole universe. Have you ever had peanut puffs? They're really wonderful. Now, they think like a Cheeto, like a, not the crunchy, hard, thin Cheeto, but the big, thick, puffy Cheeto. Now, instead of the cheese, you imbuing it. I'm saying imbue a lot. I got that word on my mind. You imbue it with the powers of a peanut. Okay? Think about that. Now, it's really quite wonderful and delicious. Now, they don't have to be too sweet. There's a little sweet, a little salty. There's a lot of countries that do a version of this. My first exposure was in Greece. They call them, I believe they're called fundunya or something like that. Fundukia, something like that. But, see, now I'm just thinking about funduki just means like hazelnut. But they're not hazelnut flavored. They're peanut, which is fistiki. So I don't know I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just telling you what I know. But yeah, those are pretty good. You should really devour them. They're quite delectable. Yes, quite. Sorry, I had a little hand fart again. Um, what else? What else? I'm just going with whatever is speaking to me. Y'all ever drink coffee? Yeah, it's pretty wonderful. So I've been hearing a lot of people talking about a flat white lately. I never had it. I'm kind of curious to try it. I believe it's like a cappuccino, but perhaps the ratio of coffee is a little more and the milk's a little less, which I think I would enjoy that because that is quite literally my issue with the cappuccino because I do love my cappuccino. It is my dream drink when it is done right. But now let me tell you, sometimes it's too milky. There's not enough coffee flavor. And I'm a little bit of a freak because I have been drinking coffee since I was 10 years old, and I be drinking that shit black usually. So, you know, what are you gonna do? So, I don't know. I went to a cafe lately. I said, can I get a flat white? They were like, we don't do that. I'm like, what do you mean you don't do that? Bro, it's the same thing. You can do it. So, I don't know. What are you gonna do? You ever shiver sing? Sometimes I'll shiver sing. That was a little taste of it. It has to hit me naturally. Right now we're in the fucking middle of winter. It's been like 6 weeks since it snowed, and the whole ground is still covered in fucking snow because it won't melt. Why? Because it's too fucking cold. I'm going to abandon this fuck ass wasteland and go to California or somewhere warm because I'm losing my fucking mind. Losing my mind. Yeah, so that's basically where I'm at mentally. Um, did you know that biscotti have 1 gram of dietary fiber? I'm just seeing that on the box right now. Oh my god, don't even get me started. This just pissed me off. This just made me think. Every fucking thing right now, protein. How many fucking times? Oh my god, I'm gonna pull my eyeballs out of my head like that little freak from that show. I think it was Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network or something. All Real Monsters, bruh, bruh. I can't. Eat a whole turkey and it'll be 500 grams of protein. It's the best thing for. Shut the fuck up. I just saw some shit that was like, eat a whole wedge of Parmesan cheese. It's nature's best protein bar. The fuck are we talking about? So, what the fuck are we talking about? Bro, something is not just magically healthy because, it has protein in it, okay? What? As a fucking humanity, society, we get all caught up in like a weird specific macronutrient or something. I don't know if that's the right term. Every fucking 10 years I've seen it, or maybe even less. I remember as a kid, it was all, well, it kind of was a lot of fiber, and that's kind of coming back now, but it was a lot of fiber, which don't get me wrong, fiber is good for you, but it's not everything, okay? If you eat a fucking, this is the other thing, they have these bars, fiber bar, protein bar. First of all, they all taste like fucking shit. and they're all fucking bad for you. They're full of sugar. They're trying to cover up the taste of actual feces with sugar or adding protein whey powder. Who fucking cares? Just eat a piece of chicken and fucking season that shit. I'm tired of seeing people have these fucking pale ass chickens with their fucking unseasoned broccoli. Oh, my protein goes. You seen that kid, that little British kid? I can't eat my protein goes. 10 bomba clot piece of chicken nuggets later. Literally, bro, he knows. He knows better than you. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Stop it. Yeah, I can't stand that shit. Yeah, so it was fiber, and then what was after fiber? Oh, carbohydrates. That was, as a kid, bro, all the time. It was like, carbs, carbs. Carbs is so bad for you. Don't eat too many carbs. Bro, just eat the fucking pasta. It's not gonna kill you. Eat a little bit of this, a little bit of that. You ever heard of balanced meal? Have you ever gone to home ec class? You ever seen the plate with the little slices? You know what I'm talking about. It's a little pie chart. It tells you how much of this you need and how much of that you need. Just eat the fucking food. Maybe don't eat a whole pizza. Okay? You can eventually, if you want to, every now and then. Honestly, I'm not even gonna fucking judge you. Who cares? You gotta live a little bit. But, it's a fucking balance. I'm not gonna eat a whole fucking cheese wheel because protein. We've lost our fucking minds as a society. We live in a society, bro. We live in a society. Yeah. So, oh my God. And speaking of food, bro, listen, I watch a lot of YouTube. There's a lot of ads on YouTube, okay? Let me tell you, I get so many fucking ads. Yeah, listen, obviously, my first fucking YouTube video, I made some compilations before. And also, it confuses me because they are monetized. Money's not going to me. I don't know where it's going. It must be going to the original, channel that I made the compilation for. It's crazy. I watch my own compilation. I gotta watch ads on it. I'm logged into my account. Why can't I just not get the ads? Bruh. But anyway, I get so many ads for Wonder. Oh my God. Listen, I've never been there. I'm not going to slander them because I don't know nothing about them. But all I know is that their ads literally send a fucking shiver down my spine. I can't listen. Oh my God. I'm getting triggered, bro. It's like, have you ever heard of Wonder, a new food hall with 25 iconic restaurants all under one roof? Shut up. You have to find the most obnoxiously voiced person to fucking voice all of your commercials, and they're the only commercials I get. Bro, just get a normal voice. Anybody, she's like gnawing through a bone. I feel like I'm listening to a girl gnawing a bone. Stop it. I don't want that. No more of this. No more of this. And the other one, so that was the one that was forever, but now they recently got a new one. She's like, I got sweet potato, whatever, sweet potato salad, bro. Come on, eat some fucking real food. And she goes, and I got pizza for my mom because it's her favorite. Pizza's her favorite, bro. And I like water. Like, are you really telling me something interesting right now? Bro, everybody fucking likes pizza. There's maybe 3 people in the whole planet who don't like pizza. And, like, you know what? I don't even blame them. It's been forced down our throats since childhood. And listen, I'm gonna tell you, there's some bad pizza out there, but there's a lot of good pizza too. But there's a lot of bad pizza, and people who eat cold pizza, I think maybe you're disgusting freaks. I'm kidding. People feel way too harshly about pineapple. You eat pineapple pizza, you're gonna fucking die and horrible death, bro. It's not that deep. Listen, I've had pineapple on a pizza. It's fine. It doesn't feel like it needs to be there for me, but it's fine. It's just like a little wet. I don't like the fact that it's a little wet on there, It's fine. I really don't fuck with cold pizza though. That shit is nasty and you deserve to die because it's fucking all congealed. The cheese is all congealed. Also, there's so much flavor that's locked away when a lot of things are cold. That's why most food is eaten hot. Because, like, our tongues... Sorry, I started hiccuping, and then it just sounded like I was maybe dying. It's okay. Get a grip. Yeah, so Basically, yeah, it congeals, and then the like oil is like just sitting on top, and it's kind of nasty, gross. And I think it's for degenerate freaks, probably. So you should probably stop eating that. Yeah, because it's not good for you. Yeah. Let's see. What else is there to even talk about? Like I said, we've covered all of the topics: video games, food. These are my only interests in life. The warm weather. This is also one of my only interests in life. So, I mean, what else is there? Hold on. Let me take a sip of my coffee. Let me think about it. Big mug. I thought of something. Let me sip. So I'm only drinking decaf these days because let me tell you, caffeine is not great for you in general. I mean, I was drinking basically caffeine, like I said, since I was 10 years old every day of my fucking life, and probably just not very good because, it is a drug, I mean, everything's a drug. I mean, like I said, Overwatch is my drug. But, so, I was having issues pissing. It was a whole thing. It lasted maybe 10 months of my life after going to Portugal and not having shit for a full week because they don't eat any vegetables in Portugal. So basically, I was just eating meat. I was eating leitão. I was eating frango, that's like pig and chicken. And basically, I was so full of shit that I think it was like pressing all of my guts together, and I couldn't piss. I'd go to the toilet, no, no piss. I can feel I have a full, but no piss. That's scary. That's probably the scariest fucking thing I've ever experienced in my life. I'm like, am I gonna explode? Am I gonna literally explode with piss? I don't know. So it's just something that I battled. And I am kidding, but it was fucking scary. I'm not gonna lie. So just something that I battled for approximately 10 fucking months. And I'm trying to figure out. So, I think there was infection here, take an antibiotic here, and then I think there was inflammation there. So then I had to do all this stuff and that stuff. But then I was told maybe cut down on the caffeine, So I'm drinking decaf always now. Sometimes, I have a little caffeine, but for me, I'll be so honest for me, with you. I don't need caffeine. It's not something that like drives me. I just love the taste of coffee. So I'm like, you know what? It's fine. I'll just have the decaf. So that's what I'm vibing with now because it's better for your bladder because it's a diuretic. Diuretic makes it sound like diarrhea, but no, that's not what it means. Diuretic means that it makes you piss. It makes you piss, right? So, I'm doing a little dance in this seat right now. Hey, 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 yeah. Basically, yeah, it's just better for your bladder. There's some other things like seltzer's not great for your bladder. The bubbles kind of, you know. But yeah, so I just do the decaf and it's fine. I mean, does it look like I need caffeine? I'm just fine. But anyway, um, what was I talking about? Caffeine, coffee. Oh, that's the issue with decaf though, is that if you're ever in a setting, let's say perhaps you're working at a soul sucking corporate job, they have these K cups, K pods, whatever the fuck, Keurig, you know what I'm talking about. So basically, oh, let's just do this voice now. It's fun. So anyway, you get the cups, right? So now let me tell you, there's usually 10,000 options. Okay, I'm over this. There's like 10,000 options for regular coffee. Like, bruh, you don't need that many options. I don't need a fucking donut shop and a Schneepo Beepo coffee. And then there's only one option for decaf, and then you're sick of it after literally 1 millisecond, bro. Give me some options, some opportunity, please. Yeah, so basically, that's just how I feel. I was saying, but you never know. This copyright, if this ever gets monetized, it's never gonna happen. But fingers crossed. We don't need the lawsuits or whatever the fuck copyright strike. Fair use or fair use in Minecraft. This is all YouTube knowledge. See, I've known YouTube since childhood, so I know ball kind of vaguely. Oh my god. Hold on, my back is killing me because I'm sitting all hunched over like a little fucking clam. Clam chowder. One time I went to a restaurant and I got some clam chowder. Well, this was so long ago, I don't even know if I could tell this story correctly because I have the worst fucking memory ever. We went to this restaurant. I'm broke. I'm like in high school. And we're at kind of a fancy place because on the beach. I'm with my friends. We're at the beach. We want to eat a little something. We're hungry. We need a little something. But so there's this place, and we go in, and everything on the fucking menu way above my fucking pay grade. Zero. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at the menu. Really, the only feasible option for me is some clam chowder, a little clam chowdy for me. And let me also tell you, side tangent. I don't fuck with Manhattan clam chowder. Why would we put in tomato? Listen, I love tomatoes, but it just doesn't feel like it belongs in there. There's always like these weird chunks of some green thing. I've had it very few times in my life, so I can't even think of like what the chunks are. There's little chunks in it. I'm like, I don't like these chunks, bro. Not those chunks. I want the New England clam chowdy. New England clam chowdy. I'm talking cream base. I'm talking clams in there. I'm talking little chunks of potatoes. You know? And I don't even know what else is in there because listen, I'm not eating it that often. But when I am, I'm devouring that shit. I'm not even looking in there. I don't know what's in there. There could be a bug. There could be a bug. I don't know. So anyway, that was a crazy side tangent. I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking. Oh, the clam chowdy. When I got the clam chowdy at the beach, so I'm at the beach. I'm eating my clam chowdy, and basically, um, yeah, only thing I can afford clam chowdy. And I'm like, well, hopefully it's not the little. Sometimes they give you a little cup. I'm like, I'm not about to spend $12 on a little cup of clam chowdy. So I'm like, hey, to the waiter. I'm like, hey, um, how much? There's like a cup and there's a mug. So I'm like, how much is in the mug? He's like, well, the mug is 2 times what's in the cup. And I'm like, well, bro, I don't know how big the cup is. You didn't fucking tell me how big the cup is. Not like a standard unit. There is a standard unit called a cup, but I don't believe that's what they were talking about. I believe they have a cup of mysterious size, and the mug is just double that, whatever that fucking means. I'm like, well, listen, if I'm about to spend $12 on clam chowdy and I got no fucking money, you're gonna have to tell me. I'm like, should I even ask him? Well, how much is in a cup? He rolls his eyes. Oh, sorry, I'm not born with all this money like you. I can't fucking have a cup, a little mug. I don't know.
Hello, this is me in the future in editing mode. I remember the story better now. So essentially, he says, "Oh, there's 2 times in the mug what's in the cup," and then I'm like, "Okay, well, how much is in a cup?" And then he says 12 ounces, and then I'm like, "Okay, well, do I even ask? How much is 12 ounces?" And that's when he rolls his eyes. That's when he fucks off, and that's when I want to kill myself.
So he rolls his eyes and he fucks off. And I'm like, okay, well, great. I guess I'm just not gonna eat because I don't. And then he comes back, and I believe he brought back a cup. Um, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's fine. I'll do the mug then because it was a good amount. The cup was too little. Don't get me wrong. But that's how you get the bang for your buck. You get the double. You get the mug because it's double the amount, but the price is not double because they know that it's upsize, upscale, up. What's that term? You know what I'm talking about. You up them. You up in the sales. You gotta sell them up. Yeah. So basically, I'm just losing my damn mind sitting at my dining room table talking to nobody. And it's kind of fun. I will be so for real. I've been on some first dates or something where straight up, I'm like, that was fun. It was me just entertaining myself the whole time. Like, I've been on multiple dates. The girl, she barely saying anything. And I'm like, tell me something. Give me something. Come on, please. I'm hungry. Clam chowdy. No, nothing. Just, and I'm like, do you want to leave? Like, are you miserable? Are you having a bad time? No, it's fun. Okay. Listen, I'm just gonna have to entertain myself a little bit, I guess. Okay, like whatever. Ding dong, ding dong. me when I mix my coffee, and it's this black coffee, so I don't even need this spoon. There's nothing to mix in it. There's nothing to mix in it. I was thinking about putting some cream, half and half, but I just was like, no, not today. My God, why are my hands so shaky? I'm like, mm. What else is there to talk about? Let me think. Let me think. Oh, there was what was that? The Oscars or the Grammys or something? What's the music one? Grammys. I think it's Grammys because Oscars is movies for show for show. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Grammys. I didn't watch it. I'm not a big person who watches this type of the elite all rimming each other like that. I don't really care that much. But there's some people. I obviously like music. I'm a big fan. Bad Bunny Day One kind of guy. So I'm, I think I saw a little clip of like maybe Billie Eilish or something, and I don't even remember. She's cool though. She's fun. We like Billie. She made some good bangers, some pops in the most recent albums, such as Chihiro is a banger, Wildflower is a banger. I think Birds of a Feather might have been on that album, but that also feels like it was 10 years ago to me, so I don't even know. Maybe it was one of those singles that was released ahead of time, like Jealous Doja Cat kind of vibe. You know what I'm talking about? Doja. Doja, she got some bangers, brother. Her whole album was like very 80s. I'm kind of an 80s hater, notoriously. I kind of hate everything about it. The music, the fashion, the style, everything about it just makes me say, ew, brother, ew, what's that? What's that, brother? Ew. So, but I will say that album is pretty fucking good. It's got some bangers on it. So shout out Bojack. Um, but anyway, the Oscars. That's what we're talking about. No, the Grammys. That's what we're talking about. Um, yeah, I saw some clips. Some clips. Um, I think what's that Swedish girl? Zara Larson, I think. That sounded so unconvincing. That sounded like I knew who she was, and I was like, "Who is that, Zara Larson?" I think I'm serious, bro. I don't know. I don't know. I'm sorry. Okay. Um, she saying something about the sun. I'll say she can riff pretty good. The whole rest of the song, she kind of lost me. That whole beginning was like, wow, that's nice. But the whole rest of it, I was like, I don't really. She's got that like style of singing that's kind of a little like indie, like yar. It's M to the B, yar, yar. It's kind of got that going a little bit. But it might just be because she's Swedish. So maybe that's why she sounds a little bit like that. Um, but no, I think she's doing it. I think it's a stylistic choice. What else happened? Lagadiga scared Bad Bunny. Oh, foreshadowing for the Super Bowl. Lagadiga is singing with Bad Bunny. Bro, think about that. Okay. Um, who else? What else happened? But there was like I don't even know, man. Who even won? Oh, I think Bad Bunny won Album of the Year, but I don't actually know for sure. But I will say, Debí tirar más fotos, bro. He's got a lot of bangers in that album. And the song, Debí tirar más fotos, is not even really one of them, in my opinion. It's fine. It's fine. It made it on my playlist eventually, but it's not one of the bangers, bro. I'm talking Velda. That's a banger. That's a banger. Okay. What's that meme? It's like, that's a banger. I don't know. I know what I'm talking about. You maybe barely don't know what I'm talking about. Banger. Obviously Nueva York, bro. Everybody loves it. It's a classic. It's a banger. It's a bop. It's sampling from an older time, so every generation can say, "Wow, that really brings me back." Obviously, Baile Inolvidable. That's a banger. The Unforgettable Dance. The music video is pretty cute. It's like him as an old guy. Oh, I'm trying to remember. I told you I have a horrible memory, but it's like him as an old guy. He's thinking about dancing with his wife, but I think she's like dead, and so he's like remembering the old times where he used to dance with his wife, something like that. Um, Also, if we're gonna talk about Spanish music albums, someone I didn't see at all at the Oscars, Grammys, um, that like I said, I didn't watch it, so maybe she was there and I didn't see Rosalia. Her album Lux, that's a fucking banger. Listen, not every song. I kind of really don't. I'm not someone who loves an album necessarily. I always pick songs off an album that I like because I don't. I get it. Like it's all supposed to be cohesive and it tells a story and everything like that. And obviously, Lux does. It's very interesting, actually. It's like I think it's all based on certain female saints, but I don't. I think there's like a certain classification. I don't know religion like that. It's like a certain classification of saints. So like one of them is like some. My friend always talks about this lady. He loves her for some reason. She's like some Ukrainian saint who she. I don't. I told you I don't got a good memory. I think she like um had beef with some dude because he like killed somebody or something like that, killed her tribe or some shit like that. And she was like, you know what, fuck you. And then she like did something with birds. The more I talk about this, the more I realize I don't know shit about this. But she did something kind of, she was a bad bitch. So you don't fuck with a bad bitch like that. And that's what Rosalia said. And then she made a song about it. And in these songs, she's sampling languages of where that saint is from. So for that song that references her, there is a little chunk of Ukrainian in it and stuff like that. So it's cool. It's cool. I mean, some songs are completely in a different language. Like Memoria is all in Portuguese with a lady Carminho, and that's a really beautiful song. Um, but yeah, so that's a banger. I'll tell you the bangers. That's a banger. De Madrugada, that's a banger. That actually reminds me of, remember when I was talking about Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild? There's a bad guy, like a creature, the creature. It's called a Molduga. Kind of sounds like Madrugada. And the song that plays when the Molduga is coming for you kind of sounds like the song De Madrugada. Think about that. Obviously, Rosalia is Breath of the Wild Zelda #1 fan. Conspiracy theory. So basically, that's a banger. What else is a banger? There's some overrated ones. I don't really care for Berghain. That's the one that's in German. It's not all in German, but it's kind of weird. And then I listen. She's an artiste. Not everything has to be for me. It's good to somebody. It's just not my cup of tea. She also has what's her name? Bjork on it, and Bjork kind of scares me. She scares me a little bit, but you know she's revolutionary, but she's a little scary.
How could I possibly
And that's
scare you?
fine. Shout out to her. Who else or what else? Oh, there's also La Perla. It's okay. It's I'm pretty sure I haven't listened to it too in depth, but I'm pretty sure it's a kind of well, that's the thing that confuses me because I know it's about saints and stuff, but it kind of feels like she's referencing Raul Alejandro in it, which is like her ex boyfriend. But maybe she's just, maybe there's just some overlap because breakups and shit like that. But kind of feel like she dunking on his ass a little bit. Hey. Um, what is the other good songs? The first song is good. It's got like a very like bellowing entrance. It's called Sexo Violencia y Llantas or something like that. That's a banger. What's after that? There's an I know the song after that on the album I also like, but I can't think of what it is. Whatever it is, that's a banger too. That's a banger too. I just told you. So go check it out. Shout out Rosalia. La Rosalia. Shout out. She's got some bangers. She's very talented, young. I think she's younger than me. Um, but like she got quite a discography. She's been making music for a long time. I think when she was in college, she wrote what is that album? I can't think of what the name of the album is. It's not honestly my favorite album. It's also got like there's a whole theme to the whole thing, but there is a song on it that I really like. I'm trying to remember what it is. It has very much flamenco influence. I can't. I'm just thinking of sexo violencia y llantas now. I'm not good at, like, if I have a song in my head, I can't think of another one. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with me. Um, Damn, that's gonna piss me off. Okay, y'all ever played the board game Code Games? It's not really a board game. There's no board. It's a card game, but it's not cards like playing cards. You know what I'm saying? I feel like this is not like a really way to address that type of game, but maybe it is just a playing card game. But that sounds like a trading card game, which is Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, whatever. So let me tell you, Code Ga- Code Names is a fun game. So basically, you get a secret word, a password, okay, code word. Um, you well, no, that's not really it. You get a bunch of words all laid out in a rectangle in front of you. Let's say it's like a 5 by 5 board, 25 words. Now, you are on a team with somebody, and then the opponent is on a team with somebody. You and someone on the other team, you can see which words are your words that you have to get the other person to understand. You're like, this is what you like right now, because I'm not doing a great job of explaining this. But basically, you get the little, like, the cheat sheet. It's not a cheat sheet. The sheet that tells you which words are yours, your teams, blue teams, and which words are theirs, red teams. And then you have to, in as few turns as possible, get them to flip or to choose your code words. So let's say there's a whole board and there's the word cheese, bread, olive. Those are all your words. Then you can say your code word is food, three. Three means that there's three words on the board that correspond to that. And then they'll be like, oh, cheese, bread, olive. Is that, yeah. And then you're winning. But you can also, what if someone on the other team has the word, what's another food? Pickle. So what if they have a pickle? So now you're saying three food, right? But they might, on your team might say pickle. So now you say, oh, you actually gave our friend on the other team, you gave them a point because you said cheese bread pickle instead of cheese bread olive. So that's why you gotta be a little unique with what you say. But you also gotta watch out because there's one word that's like a 8 ball in pool, the black 8 ball. You don't want to hit that because then you automatically lose. So say the word is, what is a food? Why can't I think of any food? Apple. So what if the word is apple? That's the 8 ball. So then if I say food three and then he says bread, cheese, apple, bro, we just lost. So that's not a good enough hint. You got to be more specific. Maybe you got to say more like, I mean, bread's not produce, but like if it was, well, also apple is produce, I think. What is produce? Because produce is like milk, right? But it's also apples, but it's also vegetables. Produce. But that sounds like production, and you don't produce. You produce like deli meat, but that's not produce, is it? I don't know. I'm questioning my whole life experience. Um, Basically, you get it. You get it. It's a fun game. And then another game, think about bananagrams. You ever play bananagrams? Think about Scrabble. You know Scrabble? You got all these little tiles, there's little numbers, blah, blah, blah. And then you gotta like get as many points as you can. You're writing blue, 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 like bacon. That's a food, which I don't need to do foods anymore, but now I'm thinking about foods. Now you're writing bacon, you get as many points as bacon. There's numbers on the tiles, and they let you know how many points each. Whatever. That's not even the game I'm talking about. It doesn't even matter. I'm talking about bananagrams, which doesn't have numbers on the tiles. So you have these tiles with the letters. So basically, you have to take. I think it's like 12 or 21 or something like that. Whatever. It's only like double the number. But anyway, so you get X amount. Your friend gets X amount of tiles, and then you got to flip them all over, and you got to try to just make words with those tiles, but they all have to fit together, either uh, like a cross or diagonal. Actually, no, you can't do diagonal. It has to be all horizontal or vertically. They all fit together. Ooh, I'm like putting a little cross. Begone, spirits. Um, yeah. So basically, you just do that. You make an ad, and then once one of you uses all your letters, there's a whole pool of letters upside down in the middle. So once one of you uses all yours, you say split, I think, and then you both have to grab, because banana split, get it? Really cool. So basically, you have to grab the tile, and then you flip it over, and then you have to try to integrate it into your, you know, board. It's not really a board though. It's loosely structured. Why am I explaining games? This is not that interesting. Um, but it's fun. It's a fun game. You should play it. Think about that. If you're like, oh, I want to hang out with my friends, but I don't know what to do. Go to a cafe, bring bananagrams. It comes in a little banana pouch. Okay, it's easy for on the go. And then you bring your banana pouch, and then you bring it and you play the game. It's very good, very good. Yeah. So someone told me I have an accent. I do not have an accent. Like, listen, everybody has an accent, but this is a person who lives in a similar area to me. And they're like, you have an accent. And I was next to my friend who I grew up down the street from. So how come I have an accent? He doesn't have an accent. That doesn't even make sense. Listen, sometimes if I'm explaining something or if I'm making a joke or something, I'll put on like a little, like obviously I was doing a little bit of this, like, but I was talking like this. I'm like, I don't sound any different than anybody else here. Okay. What are you talking about? They're like, you have an accent, you have bruh. And that was not even the first person who told me that month. And but that's also weird because people have not really told me that throughout my life, and then all of a sudden, twice in 1 month, the fuck is going on, bro? I just developed an accent. I was in a coma for one night. It was my sleep, but it was a coma, and then I woke up with the Chinese accent, bro. I gotta go. Bye.